Hey beauties, it's Riri. Welcome back to another day of Vlogmas. We are diving right in because I'm extremely excited to demo this for y'all today. I just received the Mostly Merry palette from Gourmande Girls. This was gifted and I do have an affiliated code with her. It is Riri10 for 10% off. First and foremost, the actual packaging is so freaking beautiful. I love it. This is magnetized and it slides right off. And of course, it is very winter-esque. And I like the idea of doing the snow globe. I'm going to do some swatches for you guys. And then I'm going to do a look, of course. Y'all, I'm so excited. And I am late on this. I do apologize. It was actually supposed to be here quite a few days ago, and it just kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. So I apologize that it was not up prior to launch. It is actually available now. Oh my goodness. And I think this is the perfect little like color story for winter time. I like the blend here. I like the matte to the shimmer ratio. I like that we have some depth. We've got like a blending out type shade. I like this a lot. Oh my goodness. Hopefully these swatches were helpful to you. I also want to note too, I like that this is a small little 9-pan. I like the overall color story and the layout. I also think if you have the Silent Night palette from Gourmande Girls, that would pair beautifully with this. I am going to prep really quickly with my Alter Ego eyeshadow base, as I always do. They did send me one. I do receive PR from them from time to time. They sent me one with an eyeshadow palette. I fell in love with it and I have repurchased multiple times. It is fantastic. If you're looking for a thin eyeshadow primer that gives like a little bit of coverage, sets down easily and stuff like that, it's perfection. I really, really love this one. Really quickly too, even though this was sent in PR, I did also purchase a few things. I purchased this. She also sent me a couple of lip products as well. But I want to go ahead and put some of this on because my lips are dry and crusty, y'all. This is the Glow and Go Lip Oil. And this is Disco Cocoa. I actually have quite a few of these. I love them. I think they smell really nice. They have gigantic doe foot applicators that I think are fantastic. It's a nice thin slippy formula. Oh, that smells so good. I hope everybody is well. I hope you guys are enjoying Vlogmas, and I'd like to know what you guys would like to see from me next. Of course, I do have a lot of pre-filmed content, but I do have some slots still available and still open to do like content that you guys want to see or request, so let me know. Trying to think what I want to do. Part of me really wants to do like the neutrals and then like pop this on the inner corner and then do one of the shimmers. I think that might be what I'm gonna do, y'all. I know the inkling is probably to go like more cool tone and maybe do like, I would do this, blend it out with that, maybe put that all over, do this like on the inner corner. So if you guys want to see another quick look, I can do like another look, do a shorts video or something like that. I'm gonna go in with a pinched brush. I'm coming right here. And I want to kind of heavily pack that on my inner corner. And I'm a fan, if you guys have been here with me for a while, then you already know, I like a bright, light, bright, open, sparkly inner corner. Or I want something like pastel-y or neon. I'm also fine with that. I think for that being a little bit more, kind of leaning a little bit more pastelized, I think it packs a punch. And you can see I'm kind of stamping it into place. I find that with pastels and stuff, that just works a little bit better. I'm able to reach a better level of pigmentation even with them being pastels. And I'm happy to see them kind of release something like this. I think it's like the perfect way for them to, end the year. I'm now gonna go into, I think this one right here. I'm gonna kind of continue that line using that same exact brush. And I'm staying kind of above my hood with this, so I'm kind of leaning back and kind of tucking that right here. And because I do have hooded lids, I generally have to go slightly above my hood or we never see the work that I put in. All right, that just gives me a little soft little gradient there. a nice little transition area. Based on the swatches, I feel like it's her, you know, traditional formula. I definitely feel like in the last few years, more specifically with like the longer, like more narrow skinny palettes, I feel like whatever that formula, you know, is and kind of was from that point forward, that formula is beautiful. I think she has a nice, well-rounded and consistent formulation, both with the mattes and with the shimmers. And a lot of times, I feel like, you know, with most brands, it's kind of one or the other. Not that some brands can't have both, but I do find that a lot of times it's, you know, either have a preference for the brand's mattes or their shimmers, and not oftentimes both. But I feel like she has a good shimmer and a good matte formula. I'm still in that lighter kind of taupey shade. Again, just feathering it to kind of meet this one. Oh yeah, I'm going to go in with a packer style brush now, and I'm going to go into the deep dark brown. And I want to kind of stamp that to get full pigment at the lash line first. And then I'm going to start kind of fluffing that up. And in order, personally for me, I like to do a stamping motion, kind of like how I did the like peachy shade. I just feel like I get the level of pigment that I'm looking for that way. That is crazy pigmented. I think I'm going to actually come almost all the way over. Again, keeping it really low. And kind of stamping it and pushing it into place to start with. Ooh, wow. That is stunning. And if you find that when you're trying to do this, whether or not it's this type of a brush or you're trying to aim for kind of full pan opacity, or you're trying to, you know, blend out, if you're trying to feather out a shade, I do always like to say, like, if you feel like you're not reaching the level of pigment or whatever the case may be, switch out your brushes, try different brushes, also try different techniques. All right, I'm going to do the exact same thing very lightly, and I'm going to come to the lower lash line. Let me grab my top of the palette. That is so cute. I also love her new branding. Like, she's done a complete rebrand and everything. I am so incredibly proud of her, you guys. So I'm going to use this, and same thing, because I want it to be quite richly pigmented. I am going to stamp it in place first. And that's just so I have a level of cohesion, whatever is happening on the top, I'm also going to do on the bottom. I'm going to go back into that small pencil brush with no additional product on it. If there's a little bit of product left, that's fine. I'm just not adding anything. And from here, I'm going to start just barely buffing those edges out. I'm going to be placing shimmers on top, so that's why I'm not really worried about it. But I did want to kind of see just how pigmented I could get that brown. I also wanted to see if the edges would fluff easy, and they are. I am a fan of pigment, and I want pigment. I want to be able to, you know, kind of reach full opacity, but then I also want to be able to blend things. I don't want a matte to be kind of so pigmented that it just kind of sticks in place and I'm kind of left with it as is. I do not like that. All right, I'm happy here. I'm going to go into a slightly smaller brush. I'm going to go back into that taupey shade. Ooh, this is so pretty, you guys. You know, I really want to do a look with that beautiful blue and then that beautiful green shade. Not getting a whole lot of kick up or anything in the pan either. Okay, so far so good. I'm gonna go into my Gourmande Girls glitter glue. I purchased this myself. Again, I have an affiliated code with her though. It is Riri10. This is my favorite glitter primer of all time, and the main reason is because of the consistency of this. It's very thin and very serum-like, and it's like sticky and offers some grip without disrupting the mattes underneath, and also without being like super sticky and getting gloopy. And then like certain types of shadows that you put on top of the like a sticky base like that, sometimes they can kind of flake up, and I don't like how they sit on top of the base. I feel like I want to put this one on the lower lash line maybe. I feel like these are all kind of opaque. I think I'm gonna do the silver, just like a kiss of it towards the beginning. I'm gonna just try to use a brush because these are more flaked. And I'm gonna kind of put a little tiny bit right on top of that peachy shade. And then give myself just a little bit. Oh my goodness, that looks like a night sky. I'm gonna go with my finger. I don't want it to be super opaque. That's why I'm trying to take like a less is more approach, because we could make this very opaque. So my little tip is to either go in with a brush, or I'm like barely tapping this so that I'm only picking up a tiny little bit of it. If you did want to make that super opaque though, of course, you know, you could do that too. This definitely packs a punch, and the sparkle, you guys, this looks like a beautiful night sky. Woo, pretty. Again, not trying to hide the peachy shade. I may have to go back in with a little bit of the peachy shade. Oh, that is so pretty. This will be absolutely stunning, especially now that I'm kind of seeing it on top of that darker chocolate brown. This on top of a black base, like just this, like this in a black base, it will be perfection. This one right here has got a bunch of variations of like aqua and blue, and in the silver. Again, I'm going to kind of just tap into it because I don't want it to be crazy opaque, which I think it's going to be anyway. Ooh, it almost kind of turns into aquamarine on the lid. Oh, and it's so very sparkly. Oh, that's so beautiful. And aquamarine happens to be my birthstone, so I'm not mad at this at all. And kind of depending on where you pick it up, this is slightly more greeny, this is slightly more aqua. Wow, I cannot wait for you guys to see this up close. I always show it up close. I will also show it with flash. Wow. Wow. Oh, it's so pretty. Ooh. Okay, yeah, that level of sparkle, you guys, and the different variation in here between like the green and stuff, that is spectacularly beautiful. Wow. I am getting quite a bit of fallout. Hopefully it just kind of whisks away. But if y'all been here with me for a while, you already know if I get glitter particles, I do not care. I pretend like it is part of my look, y'all. And that's exactly what we're going to do today too. I'm going to take an open flimsy brush and lightly, again, if I go in with just a tiny little bit, it's more of just like a little kiss of sparkle that goes onto the skin. Oh, yes, please. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so pretty. And now maybe this is not for everybody, you know, if you don't like more flaked or more, you know, like super sparkly types of shades, then maybe this is not for you. But I think it is absolutely perfect for this time of the year. I think it's this would be stunning for a New Year's look as well. Oh yeah, beautiful. Gonna do the same thing and lightly dust right here. Oh yeah, and then I'm going to take that original brush and I just want to bring back a little bit of that peachy shade. Then I'm going to go right here into this shade. Again, just picking up with the brush, and I'm going to put that on the lower lash line as well. And then I do want to go back in with that brown. Like I said, it was more of a base, but I'm going to tuck a little bit of that right here at the lash line. And then for my lips, I think I'm just going to take a little bit of this and just pick some up. Ah! Okay, pretty. Ooh, I love that. Now look, maybe that's not for everybody. You can go in, I would just do like an earthy nude tone lipstick. I love this. I think it's so incredibly beautiful. I love the color story. I think everything is super, super pretty. I will note these all, you guys, I mean, I'm sure you could tell by the swatches, they're all slightly more flaked aside from this one. And none of these are those kind of more like sheer, I guess like translucenty types or like super sheer layerable ones. They're all quite opaque. But like I said, if you go in with a less is more approach and you just kind of lightly tap, you're left with like just a little wash of the color and then you get all of the sparkle. I think I'm gonna go in, I was gonna use a blue liner, but some of this is kind of veering a little bit more greeny now. So I think I'm just gonna do a regular white liner. I'm gonna go in with my Fine Beauty white eyeliner, as I always do, because it's just the best. I'm gonna throw on some mascara. I'll be right back. And that is my completed look using the Mostly Merry palette from Gourmande Girls. I think it's a 10 out of 10. I absolutely love the packaging, you guys. Like, even just like in person, it's so much more pretty and sparkly and stuff like that. I love that it's a snow globe. I love the actual artwork. I like the palette itself. I like that it has a nice mirror. I like that it's a 9-pan. I like that we have a couple of lighter shades, some blending out shades. I like that these can go together. These can go together. You can go very neutral. My only thing, like I said, I like something that's more of a topper type shade. I like an inner corner type shade. And of course, you can use whatever you want for your inner corner. Just keep in mind that these are all more opaque in terms of like the shimmer formula. Yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled. Of course, I will get up close and you will also see the look with flash on. I love this. I think it's so incredibly pretty. Again, you don't have to do this. I like to just kind of be creative and have fun and stuff like that with my makeup. Makeup brings me so much joy. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. I truly appreciate you. I hope you guys are enjoying Vlogmas. Again, let me know what you guys would like to see. Please don't forget to subscribe down below and give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy. You can also hype the video. You can turn on notifications so you never miss one of my uploads. And there's a join button down below you can click to become a channel member for some exclusive perks. I love you all. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And of course, be your own best beautiful. Bye, beauties.